So we're back from the party now, and I wanted to share a few tips and tricks. So it's after the bowling party, and I wanted to share a couple of hints if you're thinking of having one. The first one is I think 5 to 6 was a bit young because it was just so scattered. I would probably wait till 6 to 7 and up to have a bowling party. Another thing is definitely have a smaller guest list. I wouldn't go more than 10 kids. Again, just keeping track of everyone and doing the whole shoe size exchange is a bit tricky. The number one thing I would say if you're thinking of having a bowling party is to get everybody to send in their shoe sizes when they RSVP. We didn't do that, and luckily one of our friends went around and asked all the parents the kids' shoe sizes, which saved us the trouble of bringing all the kids up to the desk and having them all put on the shoes there. But if you can do that in advance, I definitely would do it. For our party, we had bumper bowling, just so the kids would have a little more fun and not have a bunch of gutter balls. And they had this little triangular dinosaur that they could use to actually roll the bowling ball down into the lane. Overall, I would say the kids definitely had a great time at the bowling party. I did break one of my rules of party planning, which was never have a party over a mealtime if you can help it. The reason for that is the party was 12 to 2, and so all the kids arrived super hungry because the plan was to have a pizza party for lunch. But then when we got there, there was a tournament, and it was so busy that they told us the food wouldn't be ready for 45 minutes, and there's no outside food allowed in. So we did talk to the manager, and we asked him if we could grab pizza across the street. He said that was okay. So we did that, but that was definitely a little stressful to pivot on the spot because we had 15 kids there and everyone was getting hungry and everyone was getting antsy. We also didn't have access to our bowling lane yet. So I would definitely just say with that kind of party, try to do it in like mid-afternoon or mid-morning. Check with the bowling alley if you're going to have the bowling lane in the first or second half of the party. I would definitely do it in the first half, looking back, just because that's what the kids are most excited for. My first thing would be just get cupcakes or mini cupcakes. It is such a hassle to cut a cake on the spot with like 20 kids eagerly waiting to each have a slice. It just gets to be a lot. On that note, have tons of snacks. We had cookies, goldfish, fruit snacks, and juice boxes, and chips. And we probably could have had more. At our party, the most popular flavor by far was barbecue chips. Another thing I want to share is always have some games or ideas in your back pocket. We started a game of musical chairs and we had a dance party, and that all seemed to work out all right in the end. Another thing I would say is maybe wait to open gifts until you're home because it just creates more hassle and more mess. That being said, we opened them at my daughter's party because all the kids were so excited to give their present to her, and it was actually really sweet, so it was definitely worth the extra bit of effort. Another thing I want to share is use the party as a chance to get to know other parents if you can. Like, definitely you'll have to get their number if they RSVP, and so what I did after the party was send some group photos to everybody, and then it kind of got like a bit of a group chat started because not all of us see each other at pickup and drop off, and it was like really nice actually to make some of those new connections. The last thing I'd say is having a party at a venue can be both more and less work. And what I mean by that is usually you have to haul quite a bit of stuff in. Like you might have to bring in the food, bring in the desserts, bring in servingware, decor. And sometimes you don't have access to the room for that far in advance before the party starts. So that can all be a little stressful. But the trade-off for that is that often you'll have a staff member with you during the party. So you just have to kind of weigh the pros and cons of what works best for you. Another thing I want to mention that could be challenging is if your child has a winter birthday, you're pretty much relegated to having an indoor party if you live somewhere with snow. If you don't live somewhere with snow, this isn't the same problem. So I feel like we've gone through a lot of venues at this point, but I guess the upside of that is the parties always seem like really exciting and really different for the kids, and hopefully it's something really memorable for them too. One like kind of snafu that happened was we got a pretty nice cake made for her because she wanted a Barbie tropical themed cake, but the filling wasn't really a jam filling. It was more of like a buttercream filling, more like a wedding cake would be. And then like a bunch of the kids started chanting, "We hate this cake, we hate this cake." And I kind of like had to be firm with them and say like, "That's really mean, you're gonna make my daughter cry." Luckily we had also got some chocolate cupcakes that saved the day, which brings me back to the idea of like, don't spend that much money on the cake. Just get some kind of sweet that's like really easy. Even some fancy cookies with like nice icing on top honestly would be fine. The kids don't care, they just really want a sweet treat at the end of it. The cake I feel is like more for the pictures and more for the child whose birthday it is to blow out the candles and really have a good time with it. So let me know if you have any other birthday party planning questions in the comments. Personally, I'm so happy that this birthday is over, although we had an amazing time celebrating it. And I'm definitely looking forward to doing something more low-key next year. Make sure to like and subscribe to A to Z Moms, and I will see you in the next video.